What is up, Watch fam? Happy Friday and welcome to Liquor Run. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and this is my dad, Rolly. So today we're going to be talking about a Beaujolais. This is your thing.
This is my thing.
Beaujolais,
November, right before Thanksgiving.
Super exciting.
We drink Beaujolais.
They get super giddy about it. And on my end, we're going to be talking about cheap watches and if wearing them is a power move. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, first we'll do a quick wristwatch check. What you got on the wrist?
Look what I did.
I love it.
I put a new strap
That's
on
your
this
1601.
1601 gold Datejust.
50th birthday gift from mom.
50th
Look
birthday.
at you.
Look at you. And but look at how this watch just pops
On that blue strap.
on the
it's hot.
strap. I had this thing about it blue and this
Yeah.
gold.
I love it.
It looks beautiful.
Well, speaking of blue straps, we have a Jean Rousseau new edition coming to the watch shop at theoandharris.com.
It would make a great stocking
It
stuffer.
would make a great stocking stuffer. I am wearing a similar but very different watch, also a simple Rolex. This is actually a manually wound Oyster Date Precision. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Steel oyster case. Very, very minimalist and simple. So
I love
very
it.
Cool. All right, so let's talk for a second. Let's introduce the topic, then let's go into the wine.
Well, before we talk about the topic, we have to talk about the wine, right? Because that's what gets us going.
All right, go.
So we're going to talk about Beaujolais.
Yep.
Right?
Well, you have to talk about the season.
Well, right, and this could be a very long discussion. We're gonna chop it down.
Yeah.
Beaujolais sits. It butts up to Burgundy, France.
Yep.
Burgundy, France is known for Chardonnay and for Pinot Noir.
Yep.
But there's a part of Burgundy that only grows Gamay, the Gamay grape, which
Okay.
makes Beaujolais.
Okay.
Now, back in the 80s, Beaujolais garnered great fame for this Beaujolais Nouveau.
Yep.
There were parties in the city, in New York City. There was a lot of pomp and circumstance
Yep.
around Beaujolais. It was a wine that really, it spent very little time aged.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically, you were fermenting the wine, the grapes into wine, putting it in a bottle and setting it out. That also gave Beaujolais a very bad name.
Okay.
All right. And it was unfortunate because there are so many wonderful wines from Beaujolais that have character, they've got structure, and they've got value. But yet they go unrecognized because we correlate Beaujolais with Beaujolais Nouveau, which means cheap wine.
Right.
No.
False correlation.
No, false correlation. Beaujolais is here. Beaujolais makes kick-ass wines.
Yeah.
The whole region.
Yep.
I'm not going to go into all the regions.
Right.
The real deal is right now I chose a Beaujolais for tonight because we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving in about a week.
Yeah.
And I'd love for everyone to have Beaujolais now during the season.
Of course, it's next week.
We'll celebrate. You guys will celebrate it.
No, celebrated it yesterday.
How do you want me to say it? Right.
But-
We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving next week. You guys will celebrate.
We'll celebrate it yesterday.
No, let's do what I got. So.
Yeah.
We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving next week. You guys celebrate it the day before, and I encourage all of you to go out,
Keep on drinking.
buy some Beaujolais. It will reward you in so many ways.
Yeah.
A wonderful value. For $25, anywhere from $15 to $25. My God,
Yeah.
it's a treasure trove.
Ton of value.
We can go on for weeks on Beaujolais. But anyway, let's pour, let's drink.
Let's get into the topic.
Tell you that it's tasty.
You already had a sip. What, you got some tasting notes already? So let's get into a topic and then we'll revisit for some tasting notes. So there was an article that was on. Have you ever seen Goldman Sachs Elevator? Have you ever followed that account on Twitter or anything like that?
No.
It's a very funny Twitter account. I'm sure many of you guys have seen it. It was stuff that was heard in the elevator at Goldman Sachs, like real.
I have, yes.
Like real
Yes.
nasty stuff,
Right.
real like they said it was like commentary from the 1%, and the guy who was behind Goldman Sachs Elevator last year published an article on Business Insider or something or Forbes that was about the hierarchy variety of watches. Okay, and it went from Rolex Datejust to Rolex Submariner to Vacheron Constantin or Constantin up to Patek Philippe, yada 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 yada. At the top, the president level was a Swatch, because you don't have to prove anything, and the statement that makes. Okay. Now there are many people, many super famous, super wealthy people that have chosen to do this. You have the CEO or president of Goldman Sachs, which was Lloyd Blankfein. I know the guy's face. I've never pronounced his last name before. You have Tadashi Yanai, who actually he's the CEO and founder, I believe, of Uniqlo. You know those.
Yes, I know well.
And
you wear that stuff.
I love Uniqlo. Yeah. He wears my Greek Olympic swatch, which is hysterical. You got Sam Walton, who drives a Ford. One of the owners of Walmart.
Absolutely.
So it's funny. I mean, is really the ultimate expression, of power and wealth, really just wearing a piece of shit because proving you can, because everyone knows what you have. It's an interesting question, because really so much of the watch industry is tied up in perception. Which I think in many ways is wrong. There's validity to it, but it's interesting commentary.
Cheers. I think that's it's what a wonderful topic to discuss, because it transcends wine, it transcends watches.
Yeah. Well, it's really everything.
It's everything.
Whether it's cars or houses or anything.
Yeah.
It's why do you do it?
Why do you do it? Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a great question.
And yet you can pinpoint one person that's wearing a specific watch.
Yep.
Gianni Agnelli, the Fiat was a Fiat
Fiat chairman.
So here's the guy who wore the watch on top of his cuff, right? His shirt cuff.
Yeah.
He made a statement, but that was him.
Right.
I don't think he was trying to make a statement per se. It's just how
his style.
It was his style.
And that's kind of what it ends up being.
Yeah.
It's not so much whether you're wearing a crazy watch or wearing a Swatch. I mean, because those two things are, I feel if it is your goal to send a message about your wealth or power, whether you're wearing a yellow gold Day-Date or a Swatch, you're equally concerned about other people. And that to me is I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's the opposite of that idea, right? I think that it's really whatever you want to wear.
Yes.
If Agnelli wanted to wear a Swatch, he could. If he wanted to wear a Patek, he could.
Yes.
And he did. You want to wear a Longa, you wear a Longa. You want to wear a Timex, you wear a Timex.
But it was less about the watch and more about the fact
that for him it was
on the cuff, right?
For him it was about the cuff.
Yeah,
right.
and that's what made him feel good. That was his statement. I don't think he thought twice about it.
What does Warren Buffett drive?
No, Warren Buffett just recently.
Old Lincoln or an old Cadillac?
Well, for many years he drove an old car, and recently he bought a more updated car.
What did he buy?
I don't know if he bought. I think he bought a Cadillac.
Okay, yeah, okay. But it's just funny.
But it's not. That's a great analogy what you just brought up. Warren Buffett.
He's a man anybody.
He
doesn't have to prove anything.
Right. He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone, and he lives a rather frugal life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't put stock into the material
of other people's things. If he didn't put any stock into it, he would have bought a Honda Civic. But it's still. The guy doesn't seem like he's fettered by other people's ideas of what of what he can and can afford, obviously, because everyone knows he can do whatever he wants. But that's kind of when I was thinking about this topic, it kind of brought me to really why I do love vintage watches. Truthfully, and it's not a bullshit sales pitch or anything like that. It's the truth. When you're wearing a vintage watch, I'm wearing a vintage Rolex Oyster Precision. It's not about it looking expensive, because to many people it looks like nothing. It looks like a watch that you must have inherited, because why would you have bought it? Same thing with Datejust and vintage Day-Dates. If you ask most people out there, most mass market people about your 1803 Day-Date, they're gonna say, oh yeah, that's cool. Why didn't you get the new one? And that's kind of but to vintage lovers, to people that really like, people that like Theo and Harris, people that follow our shop, people that read our content and watch our content, they're not too interested in that, and I really I appreciate that a ton. They're more interested in saying, what, I like vintage 1601s. I think that a white dial 1601 is one of the most beautiful things I can buy. I don't need to go out and buy something that everyone else is going to recognize as expensive.
Right.
So that's why when I'm talking to my clients, in so many ways, I feel like just the fact that we're talking and in conversation means that we have so much in common.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings us a lot to this topic.
Yeah. By the way,
the wine is delicious.
This wine is delicious.
I love it. Tell me about it.
So, Well, let's
First
talk
of
a
all,
little bit about
delicious.
It's delicious. So for those of you who have tried Beaujolais or Beaujolais Nouveau, you know it has like it smells like banana. Okay, it's a pronounced smell. Banana. And
Amocchi de banana.
Yeah, Amocchi de banana, United Fruit Company.
The banana hammock. That was Tony Bourdain. How do you say hammock? How do you say banana?
Amocchi banana. So Beaujolais Nouveau has that it's just, it smells like, it really does smell like banana.
Yep.
This does not. This is an interesting bottle. And this is a Beaujolais Village. Okay, I said that I wasn't going to geek out on the wine.
No, geek out.
So in Beaujolais, there are several communes, several villages that create, they make wine. And there's an order to quality, so to speak. There's Beaujolais Nouveau, there's Beaujolais Village. This would be like the second rung, okay, where it's a broader area, it's more quality. This wine comes from an interesting producer, and believe it or not, guys, I mean it is a freaking obscure. Saul Joubert M&G, okay, and I don't know if this is just a very small producer, but the importer has like zero facts on this wine. I looked it up. I picked this up blind, basically.
For how much?
This was $16. So it's not an inexpensive wine by any means, but
tasty, though.
It's tasty as all hell. And this is just that they just don't make a lot that gets pushed out to the United States.
Yeah.
But the bottom line here is that this is an excellent wine.
Yeah, I think it's
got a beautiful. It doesn't. It has a little bit of a barnyard smell to it.
It has a bit of citrus too, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it have a little bit of a sharp, like a beautifully sharp, citrus edge?
Before we even go there, look at the color. It has a purple color to it, unlike any wine that we've had in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Okay. That to me is beautiful. It doesn't have that bubblegum flavor of Beaujolais Nouveau. No. This wine has a little bit of structure to it. It's got good acidity, right? It's got a nice little grip, but it's not.
As soon as I tasted it,
yeah,
I noticed the acidity.
This is a lovely food wine.
Yep.
This would be great for Thanksgiving. I know that you guys would have missed this.
Yep.
But there's a hell of a lot of holidays happening.
This with stuffings or things like that.
Oh my god!
Little pancetta bits and stuff. I don't know. If
beautiful. Yeah, we have it.
I know, we do.
Yeah. Well,
I know. Little pancetta bits in your stuffing. That's delicious. Honestly, the turkey. I think the only thing that this would clash a little bit with in the Thanksgiving table would be what?
Sweet yams.
No, cranberries. I think it would be a little bit aggressive.
No, you're right.
But apart from that, because it almost does remind you of those fresh cranberries.
Yeah. Oh, right? Very good.
Yeah, it's pretty
I like that.
Yeah, it does. That's the only thing that would clash a little bit with. But all in all, net game.
Yeah, because you've got that assertive acidity. Yeah. That's a wonderful, it's a great call.
You know, how about this?
Fresh cranberries.
Yes. Not the jarred one.
No.
But although we love the.
I like the jug. I like the canned.
You grew up poor.
Listen. I had to make do.
So put it this way. Thanksgiving's over for you guys. It happened. But you know what isn't over yet? Thanksgiving sandwiches.
Right.
Which you should be eating today, tomorrow,
That's right.
Sunday, Monday.
Over the weekend.
However leftovers you have. Turkey stuffing.
Go on, get some bread.
Get some bread. Crack open a bottle of wine like this. What is it called again? The Beaujolais Village?
Beaujolais Village. It doesn't matter what producer you get. Really, it doesn't.
But
go out and buy it. His name is Saul Joubert.
Yeah.
But you may not find this bottle, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that chill this wine down, bring it down to cellar temperature, and have it. Enjoy it. Don't meditate over it. Man, it'll reward you.
Yeah, I love it. Thank God.
Yeah.
I love it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Dad, thank you so much for coming on.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Us a little bit of wine. Happy Thanksgiving.
I'll see you next year.
You ever see My Blue Heaven when he says that he celebrated Thanksgiving in Italy and they said, oh, you know, Thanksgiving's an American holiday, Mr. Antonelli. And he goes, that's not correct. Thanksgiving is huge in Sicily on account of all the Sicilians that came to America and then were thrown right back out. That's a great scene. Anyway, enough waxing poetic.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.